Crouse Hinds traffic controls. Series PCN-100 traffic controller, electromechanical. This is a master unit. Currently running at 70-second time cycles. The PCD-1 dial unit, which was standard for this controller. This reset button is set to off. It is currently not running any other controllers. I already removed the cover so we can take a look at what's going on the inside. You can see the dial right here rotates. Presses these mechanical switches as the tab passes. Right now that's for the signal. Which at that moment was designated at 80% of the dial cycle. There's a synchron motor in the back, marked for the 70-second cycles. And there's the gear right there, which you would change if you wish to have different cycle times from 30 seconds to 120, which is 2 minutes. Here there are the relays. I believe it was the top one functions for secondary controllers. If you have more than one of them synchronized with each other. The bottom one, this relay is controlling the cam unit. As you can see in the back. The white gear, so I can do that shock myself, right there, attached to an electric motor, which is very similar to what you might see in a refrigerator, small appliance fans, very common style. It has a magnetic brake to control the speeds. A magnet on each side of that rotating disc helps maintain as it rotates this cam. This cam has adjustable lobes, which then operate the switches that have small plastic rollers that follow on these. All mounted with a bearing on the top and a bearing on the bottom. Further inside the controller, we have our timer for the flash. I have not messed around with it too much. Dials are kind of all over the place, but you can set the designated time, which days that it would function. Right now it has pins set on Saturday and Sunday. And this has a closed switch right here, or open switch right here. A roller right here. Then you have the solid state flash controller, which if you look at the signal I have mounted up here, we're on red right now. We go back here to the manual switches. Flash is set to auto. Thrown off this timer. I push the button down. I'm now in flash mode. The timer will continue to operate, but with relay switches, those are now bypassed, and I am in flash mode. I will now put this back into auto, where the cam will now wait to operate when it returns to its designated starting point which on here is, remember the name of it, was the interlock or reset key. It should be, let's see where it's at. Right here. We also have a shutdown mode, which when actuated shuts down the power to the signal. Turn that back on. And a manual mode, which is functioned with a switch. So, officer can control the traffic light manually. So I will demonstrate. As it continues through the cycle. There we go. I got yellow, red, press it again, and will now function through the cross street, which I do not have wired up yet. A few more times we should be going through the cycle of green for the main street. There we go. Put the switch down. This up. Let's see what's going on in here. Now if you look carefully, you'll see that the dial is still operating. But when I have it in manual mode, and the switch is activated, the cam will not move. Only with the power of this remote. Now we will switch this back into automatic mode. The light returned to red. It is now continuing through the cross street. Now the timer back here will obviously take time to rotate through its cycle, so I'll demonstrate that right now we have a functioning signal. I'm going to manually cheat and take this switch right here, which will get pressed by the rotating dials. Press this down so that it closes that switch. Let's see if I can get this again. There we go. It's probably set to shut it off for the weekends. So we'll press that, rotate. There we go. Now up here, we now see that we have a flashing light. If you listen carefully over here, you'll see in here the dial is rotating, and once again the cam is not. As the cam stopped in its predefined position for when it should be in flash mode. I'll now shut off the flash that's controlled by this timer. There we go. The circuit's not complete, and now the cam is functioning again. All of which is controlled by a series of relays.